Howdy again, Texans. It is Wednesday. It is time for the Shriner Football Coaches Show and Coaches Show. We will be talking to Kendra Foreman, the women's basketball coach, later in the hour. We're going to be talking about some great things. It's a good day to be a Mountaineer. A lot of winning going on. We'll talk about that. We're at Ringo's on the river. You know where we are here in Kerrville on Junction Highway. We'll be here until 8 o'clock. They've got dollar wings. They've got cold drinks. They've got cold beer. We had pizza with jalapenos. Almost wiped us out. Those were, man, those jalapenos were hot. But good pizza, good wings, good, I would go with the cheese curds again. Highly recommend the cheese curds. And again, we'll be here until 8 o'clock. All right, a lot of winning going on. Football team got a win on Monday. They're undefeated in their developmental year. And the volleyball team got another win last night at home against Houston Tillotson in a non-conference game, but they're now 17-4 and headed toward the conference tournament, which will be played here in Kerrville, hosted by Shriner University on November 14th and 15th. Circle those dates. 4 games on Friday. The top 6 teams will all play on Friday, and then the championship game is on Saturday. We'll have all of the broadcast right here at ShrinerMountaineers.com. Now, Keith Allen, head football coach at Shriner, has joined us once again.
Yeah, how are we today?
I'm doing great today. This is a fun time. You're 4-0 now in your developmental year. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Right.
But you've got a program now to go out and reach out to the young ones here in Kerrville, the elementary school students.
Right.
So what are you doing?
So, well, we started this. We call it the Little Monty Mountaineer.
The Little Monty Mountaineers. I like that.
Mentorship.
Okay.
So to narrow it down, it's just the Little Monty Mentors.
Okay.
So our players and student athletes will go to the elementaries. So there's 4 elementaries in town. So we go to 1 elementary a week. We hit every elementary a month. So, and we're just there to serve and to be role models and do whatever the elementary principals and counselors and teachers need. If that's go run the 5th graders a little ragged during recess, we're going to do it. If it's to give little kids high five during lunch,
Yeah.
if it's show and tell, read a book, whatever it takes to really help these teachers out in these elementaries to connect with these students. And you know, some of these kids need a little bit of male mentorship, and some of them need a little bit of an older guy to look up to. So our kids take that job very seriously, and it's a great way to reconnect and connect with the community. And you know, we partnered with Calvary Temple, and they got us 2,050 shirts.
2,050 T-shirts.
2,050 T-shirts,
Okay.
and so each elementary's got about, give or take, 500 students and faculty.
Okay.
So we've gone to this month, the month of October, we've been going to the elementaries and we've been giving them their shirts. So right now we have over 1,000 shirts given to elementary kids in Kerrville. So at the end of the month, there'll be over 2,050 T-shirts put on every elementary kid that goes to Kerrville ISD
That'll be by Halloween.
by Halloween.
Hey, kids, wear your Halloween costume. Let it be the T-shirt, okay? The Shriner T-shirt.
So-
Well, and you talked about how rooting for a team is a connection that is oftentimes made at childhood, isn't it?
Absolutely. You think about when you were a little kid, you liked whoever your family liked, right?
Right.
You liked who your parents liked. And so we're trying to make sure we're trying to get these kids hooked to Shriner University at a very young age. And, you know, there's plenty of room for the blue and gold at Ivy. And there's plenty of room for the maroon and white of Shriner. So the blue and gold of Ivy and the maroon and white of Shriner can go hand in hand.
For me, it was Texas Tech, football and basketball. I
Right.
grew up in Lubbock. My family had season tickets to both, and I couldn't wait to go. My first hero was a guy named Donnie Anderson,
Yeah.
who eventually played for the Green Bay Packers on those first 2 Super Bowl championship
Right.
teams. So, who was your team growing up?
Well, I was from Oklahoma, so it was Oklahoma Sooners, but, you know, I was also a sports kid from Tulsa, so I liked the Tulsa Golden Hurricane.
Now, when
And,
Jimmy Johnson was at Oklahoma State, did you? And Barry Sanders was there.
Right. I was very young. No, I was still a TU fan and an OU fan. You know, Barry Switzer and Brian Bosworth at that time. You know, I was in a Boomer Sooner. But in NFL, I was a Dallas Cowboy fan because my granddad was in Dallas and
Yeah.
he had season tickets. So, but you're right. So it's ingrained at a very young age. And, you know, we want to get these kids in elementary right now and let them know hey, Shriner football exists, and I want them to know who we are. So they'll want to come to some games. And so moving on with our mentorship program, those T-shirts are going to give those kids next year free admission to our games.
Okay,
And let them run on the field with the team.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're going to do it again next year and get more T-shirts out there. So if you have a Little Monty T-shirt on with a paid admission, of course, with a paid parent, they're going to be able to run on the field with our football team. So
Okay,
we're trying to get this community seriously involved next year when we start having home games.
so what's the next elementary school you're going to?
What's that now? The next elementary is going to be Nimitz.
Okay, this Friday?
This Friday, we're going to Nimitz Elementary.
Okay, this Friday, Nimitz Elementary. All right, kids, look for it. It's coming to you this Friday.
That's where we're going to be. It'll be awesome. Those kids are super receptive, and I can't wait to give them their T-shirts.
Keith Allen, head football coach, is joining us here at Ringo's. We're on Junction Highway. Be here until 8 o'clock. Again, dollar wings, cold beer, a lot of good food here at Ringo's. All right, a 41-28 win in Brownwood over Howard Payne on Monday.
Right.
So I've always heard coaches say the best time to teach is after a loss. You haven't lost a game, so how's the teaching going?
No, the best time to teach is after a win because you can be a lot more strict and harder on
Can
them.
you?
And-
Okay.
and yeah, so
Yeah.
It's way easier to, I think I posted this on my social media. I'd rather have an ugly win than a pretty loss.
Well, yeah, of course, yes, absolutely.
So this game was kind of the epitome of that. They drove the field on us and big play. We had a big stop on our defense. They kept them from scoring a touchdown. They gained about 35 yards, but we made a tackle at the 1 yard line. Very next play, our defense is very opportunistic. We secured the tackle, we stripped it, and we ran it for 99 yards for a touchdown.
That was a scoop and score.
Scoop and score.
How far? 94 yards?
I'm pretty sure it was about 98 yards because they were on the 1 yard line.
Wow.
So, Aiden Hike took that ball all the way back. And, before you know it, we were up 28-0 in the first quarter.
Now, that's getting out of the gate in a hurry.
Yeah, so, what happens then is a couple of things. We're a very immature team. We're still freshmen.
So you take your foot off the gas a
So
little?
they took their, and, as coaches, when you got a 28-point lead early in the game, you start to try to get all the kids in the game.
Right.
And, they didn't obviously, they weren't subbing their guys, but we were. And then the next thing you know, within 4 minutes, it's 28-14, and now we're back into a dogfight.
Right.
And, we ended that at halftime. It was, we got a field goal right before half, so I believe it was 31-14 at half. And then they scored 2 unanswered touchdowns, so they made it 28-31.
Okay.
And then we came back, we scored a touchdown, we were able to control the ball, defense, fixed some things up, and, kicked the game, not a game-winning field goal, but a 2-score securing field goal.
Now, in a way, having them come back like that, and then you have to put the foot back on the gas, was that good? Was that a good experience?
We'll call it a teaching moment. You never want to have to do that. You
Yeah.
want to be able to take somebody out of the game and just keep them out of the game and learn how to dominate and win games like you're supposed to. But it's also a way to build resiliency. To
Yeah.
come back and we have to fight again. We have to go back and we have to play hard again. And preferably as a coach, you never want them to have to go back to playing hard, but. That's kind of where we're at, but it's learning moments. It's teaching the game is what we call it.
Well, you had 2 rushing touchdowns from your quarterback, Isaac Ponce, and 2 from Christian Laura, who continues to rack up the yards. He had 128 yards on 24 carries. He's becoming pretty consistent at that.
Right. And as you play these games and opponents get film on you, you think they would start to maybe add a couple more guys to the box. And, we may see that next Saturday when we play again. But they've been giving us a light box, and we're able to just run the ball. Football in all its complexities still is a numbers game. Run where they're not, throw if they're not there, right?
Yeah.
Throw to green grass and do the things. So it's still a numbers game, and Isaac's doing a great job of reading it and seeing where the weaknesses are on the defense and exploiting it. And that's what we want a great quarterback to do.
And you won the turnover game again, and when you do that, you almost always win.
Right. Yeah. So our defense has been great. Our defensive line played lights out. In fact, you're gonna speak to one of the defensive linemen that had a high. I think he was the most productive player on defense. Looking at the numbers. So Jorge did a great job.
Yeah, Jorge De Leon, we'll be talking to him.
And then Evan Guardiola is coming in, and you can't run the ball without a great offensive line making their checks and moving bodies. The offensive line to me is the most unselfish position in the game of football.
I've heard a lot of coaches say that.
Well, think about it. They don't get the football.
No.
And their job is to protect people. They're the only people in the sport is to protect other people.
Right.
Everybody else's job is to score touchdowns, throw footballs, or hurt other people.
Yeah.
So, think about it. So they're the most selfless players on the team, and they have to work in unison. Those 5 guys have to be on the same page because if they're not, bad things happen. So
It's a big guy dance, isn't it?
It's and it's amazing how much communication goes into the game that the average person doesn't really understand what the offensive line is doing because they have to identify a front, They have to communicate how they're going to handle that front. And then they have to double check to make sure nobody's blitzing, nobody's coming off the edge, and that front doesn't change on them. And all within a matter of a second or two, they have to get that all figured out, do their job, make their blocks, go back up to the line of scrimmage, and do it again.
And with you playing fast tempo, they've got to be in pretty good shape too.
They've got to learn how to move fast, and we constantly, you can ask Evan, we're on them every day in practice and in the game. We got to move, we got to move, we got to move. And what they're seeing now, we've played 4 games, is when we move fast and we line up and execute, we wear the other team out. So halfway through a drive, they're having to call timeout. They're getting a penalty for 12 guys on the field because they're trying to sub, or they don't have enough guys on the field and we even run further. So our kids are seeing the benefits of being in great shape and being an up-tempo offense.
Can you detect when a defense is getting gas?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And, we try to go as fast as we can. And so what you're always looking for is, if we can go without subbing anybody on offense, that means they don't have the opportunity to sub on defense.
Right.
So if we can wear them out, we can run the same play over. And, and I did it everywhere I've ever been. We've run the same play 3 or 4 times in a row because they're gassed. And even if they know the play, they still have to stop it. And if they're tired and can't get lined up, and my kids are lined up and have a little bit of energy and a little mojo with them, it's fun to watch our kids push them around and be able to drive the ball down their throat. And that's what we were able to do a couple of times Monday night, is establish those drives.
Keith Allen, head football coach at Shriner University, has joined us here at Ringo's. Well, you put up 41 points, so you're averaging over 40 points per game.
Right.
Is your offense ahead of your defense at this point?
I think we haven't seen either side really just dominate the way we expect them to. But when we go to practice, we do a lot of challenges, good on good challenges, our ones versus ones. And, they get after it now.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't care schemes. It's our offense, our defense. But, hey, 3 plays to get a first down. It's, we got 3 opportunities to get 4 yards. So, we have all these different situations we do throughout the week. And you know what? I don't think you're a very good football team if one side wins all those challenges every
Right.
time. And, our kids compete all the time, and it's amazing to see. Like today we had a practice, and it's a lighter practice because it's kind of a bye week again.
Yeah.
And just to see them still compete and get after it, and how we've gelled as a team. You want that offense and defense to kind of have their own little swagger and compete, but like I tell them at the end of the day, we don't have the Mountaineers scheduled on our schedule anywhere. So
Right.
remember, we're still one team, but the only way you get better is you have to compete, and our kids are figuring that out, and they're competing really hard, but there's still a family and a brotherhood, in the locker room and after practice.
By the way, I'm a big uniform guy. Your white uniforms look really sharp.
Yeah, no, they were ordered before I got here, so we're pretty. I'm a plain Jane guy. I'm like basic, so I like that. I like the all white that we have. I like the piping. I like the white helmet. It took me a little while. I've never had a stripe on a helmet before, so that's a new one for me. And I had to learn what tartan meant because I didn't know what the tartan was. And so we have the tartan stripe and the tartan on the logo.
That's a Scottish thing.
Right. I had no idea. You have to learn when you get to a new place. You got to embrace the culture.
I think they're going to have a trip to Scotland this summer.
Well, are they?
If you have time, you ought to go.
Yeah, we'll see if we can afford it. We're trying to get a game. So one of the things this university does that's amazing is they have funds to take our students on these excursions.
They do.
And what
yes.
they want to do is every sport, every once 4 years, they want to have an excursion for these student athletes to have an experience.
Yeah.
And sometimes it involves, like a mission trip. Well, there was one offered to us this year, but we couldn't do it year 0. But we're going to, in 4 years, they have a football game to start the season in week 0 for Division I. In Scotland.
Yes.
So they called us and we talked to it and we got a price. We know what's going to happen. And we're going to try to go to Scotland within the next 4 years.
Yes.
So this group of kids can go on a mission trip to Scotland to play a football game.
Okay, now great motivational possibility here. On the way there, because it's a long flight.
Right.
Show Braveheart. Okay, William Wallace.
Right, absolutely.
And then go to the site of the Battle of Culloden, which is now, there you go. There's a motive.
There you go. We got him set up to do it. We won't worry about the inaccuracies in history on the thing, but
No, but who cares? It's a great movie.
But no, and it ties in because we're a Scottish university with Scottish heritage.
Yeah.
I sold it to the university, and they're like, maybe not year 0, maybe year 4. So
All right, some game you got to wear a kilt.
Well, somebody can. It won't be me.
You mentioned your kicking game. Has your kicking game been better than you thought? Because my goodness, you seem to be very strong in that category.
Well, since I'm the special teams coordinator, we probably
Well, congratulations. You're coaching the heck out of them.
we probably allocate more time than most teams because I know the importance of special teams, and football's three phases. People talk about ODK, offense, defense, kicks, and so in the special teams, you got to be able to win that third. And sometimes you can get in with a little bit lesser athlete that's better coached and has more desire and a little bit more want to. And so we put that effort and time to scheme a little bit in our kicking game, and our kids are executing really well. Like on kickoffs, we pinned them inside the 25 4 times.
Okay.
So, and we were 2 for 2 on field goals and 4 for 4 on PATs. So, or I guess 5 for 5 on PATs.
It's amazing how often a special teams play will cost you a game.
Oh yeah, always. And for example, we blocked a punt, we blocked a PAT, so we forced their hand a few times, and we were able to take advantage of it last Monday.
Now I was talking to Michael Bennett, who puts the show together along with Jared Hyman,
right?
And he was talking about a trip to Belton this weekend. Are you going on that, or is that? Or they're going to take a look at what Mary Hardin Baylor does with their game production.
Right, and yes, I'm going to go, but again, I'm gonna go for different reasons. I'm going to go and try to jump in like I did last time and get with the recruits and recruit them while I'm there. But no, just to see how they kind of handle their operations from a football side. And the one thing that our university is finding out is football game, and we talked about this last week, is production, and it takes a lot of people to make the production go off without a hitch. I mean, you've got the game aspect. That's my job. And then you've got halftime, you got pregame, you got all the entertainment. That's probably marketing's job. And then you got ticket sales and all the logistics, and that's the athletic department job.
You got parking outside,
and then you got tailgating, and you got all these other venues going on. You got concessions, you got clothing sales, fan shops. So there's a lot of things that go into the production of a college game that I think our university is realizing and trying to learn about.
I did a game at Mary Hardin Baylor last weekend. It was a high school game. I had never been there before, but man, what a facility they have.
Their facility is probably one of the best stadiums that's not FBS in the state of Texas.
Right.
It's probably better than any FCS stadium. I know it's way better than Houston Christians. So they've got a great setup. And, here's the thing. That's not even their football complex. Their football complex is offsite and a little bit further down campus. So, I mean, they've got it all. They've got the bells and whistles. So, they're the team from a logistics standpoint and a facility standpoint. That's the mark. That's the benchmark you want.
And you've got 2 more games in November, and they'll be on the road.
Right.
You'll conclude with a game against the Hardin-Simmons JV.
Correct.
That'll be a big test to end it, because I would imagine their JV, they're nationally ranked.
Right.
Now.
So early in the season, Mary Hardin Baylor's JV beat Hardin-Simmons JV, but we've been able to watch them a little bit, and Hardin-Simmons team's getting better and better and better every week because those kids are getting in the system. And, you got to remember those kids are practicing against juniors and seniors that are ranked every week. So their only chance is to get better. So we're going to be playing a really, really well-coached football team that's been battle-tested on November 10th when we go up to Abilene.
Well, Friday at Nimitz, what time are you getting there?
Between 11 and 11. Well, probably closer to 11:30.
Okay, kind of around lunchtime.
Yeah.
Okay.
They like to get us there because the 5th grade's usually out at recess at that time, and they usually like us to run around the recess with the 5th graders because that's the most rambunctious group most elementaries have. So they like us to try to wear them out a little bit.
Wear them out a little bit.
We'll play football, do all that stuff. It's good.
Well, that'll be at Nimitz here in Kerrville on Friday, about 11:30. So kids will be looking forward to that. Keith, thanks.
Yeah,
and we'll be talking to some of your players in just a moment. I mentioned the volleyball team. They had a game last night. They beat Houston Tillotson 3-0. They've got 17 wins. They've got 7 games to play. Now, the school record for wins in a season for volleyball was 2 years ago. They had 20. They've got a great chance to go over that with 7 games remaining. Here's the impressive stat that you have about this team. 13 of their 17 wins have been 3-0 straight set wins. That's how much they've been dominating teams this year. So I want to circle a couple of dates. Halloween night, they'll have a home game against St. Thomas. And that one is going to go a long, long way to determining whether or not the Mountaineers can be a number 1 seed or a number 2 seed. The top 2 seeds will get a bye in the first round. That game will probably determine that. Then the next day, On November 1, they'll play Colorado College back-to-back. Those are the 2 remaining home games. Circle those dates. Come on out. Fill up the arena. They're fun to watch, and those will be huge games. And then the tournament, the volleyball tournament, is November 14th, 4 games on the 14th, and then the 15th with the championship game. And hopefully Shriner can be there playing on the home court. All right? All right. Keith Allen has been with us. We'll talk to a couple of the players and an assistant coach coming up in just a bit. And then Kendra Foreman, the women's basketball coach, on the Shriner Coaches Show. Welcome back to Ringo's on the River in Kerrville. My name is Ted Davis. It's the Shriner Coaches Show. We'll be here every Wednesday until mid-November when the football season is over. So come on by. We're on Junction Highway. Again, they've got dollar wings, and we'll be here until 8 o'clock. Joined now by graduate assistant and running back coach Braden Hackmer. So thanks for joining us, Coach.
Sir, thank you for having me.
Put that a little closer.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Tell me about your path coming to Kerrville and to Shriner.
Yeah, so I started playing football when I was in junior high in Bowling out in Wharton County and kind of just fell in love with the sport from there. And then after I graduated, I got an offer from Concordia University up in Seward, Nebraska. And that was a really fun experience. A lot of cold winters, a lot of fun moments with football. And then I decided to get a major in public health and fitness so I could be a strength conditioning coach. And I also got a minor in coaching there. So after I graduated from there, I decided kind of just do with the coaching because I was like, I really love the sport. I didn't really want to leave it. And I kind of thought it'd be, nice to just keep sticking with it because it's something that's helped me out a lot. And I kind of wanted to help, other players out a lot as they grow up and kind of guide them along a path that I kind of, followed. And after that, I was going searching through jobs. I had a few that I was looking at, and none of those kind of worked out. And then I saw Shriner. I was like, okay, we're starting a new program, get a great opportunity, learn from a great head coach who's really experienced, and then, a great offensive coordinator and O-line coach. So kind of fell in love with this because I feel like, all right, this is a great, great place to get my feet going and feet moving and get some experience. So.
For a new program, it's kind of interesting to have a coaching staff that has as many years experience as this one does. You've got Keith Allen, years as a high school coach. Then you've got David Jones, your offensive coordinator, who people here in Kerrville know at Tybee. And then you've got Shane Hallmark, who is a terrific defensive coach. So what are you learning from those guys?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot. A lot of our run game, I'm learning, timing things is a big thing with it. As a former offensive lineman, I kind of just was like, all right, let me get the blocks down so I can let our guys get through the hole. And I'm learning, timing's a really big aspect of how, it's going to help our running backs get the hole, get through the hole and get, yardage and help us get forward down the field. And, how our passing game is going to help open up a lot of our running game more. So.
Well, Christian Laura is one of your pupils.
Yes, sir.
And he seems to be getting 100 yards every game. And he seems to be a guy who's got a lot of stamina. I mean, what do you have, 24 carries for 128 yards?
Yes, sir.
You're handing the ball to him a lot. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he pretty good all around, pretty good at everything. He's got really good vision. He's really patient. He allows our really great O-line to get, their blocks. And once he's got a follow-up holder, he's really good at getting downhill, which is one of the things we kind of harp on is, getting downhill.
North and south, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, you mentioned the timing. And a lot of athletes think you got to be real fast, real quick. You don't have to necessarily. A running back needs to be patient.
Yes, sir.
Wait for the blocks to get there, and then have that burst of speed. Is he getting that down?
Yes, sir. He's really young, so we have a lot of room to grow still with a lot of our guys. But from like what I've seen, he's really good at being patient, really good at following his blocks, and then getting downhill and getting that speed, and doing what we want him to do, which is get 3.5 yards every play.
Yeah, if you do that,
So,
you're gonna win a lot of games.
yes, sir.
2nd and 6 is easy to work with, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Rather than 2nd and 9 or 10.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Braden Hackmer is a graduate assistant, a running back coach on the staff. Your offensive line seems to be working really well too. What are you seeing from them?
Yeah, they got a lot of good chemistry, and they're some great guys. I talk to them a good bit too, so getting to know them kind of helps me kind of understand how well they're going to play and how physical they're going to play. And I've seen them kind of go out there and put out everything they can for our guys, that they're trying to support. And much to say, like, we kind of make them look good, they make us look a lot better. So
Was part of the appeal, you kind of mentioned a new program here, was part of the appeal for you being a part of something that was brand new and there was nothing here before you got here? It's a fresh slate.
yeah, when I saw that it was like we were starting a new program back up again, I was like, it was kind of exciting because I've only been a part of programs that have already been existing
Right.
and established. So getting to start something new was something that kind of intrigued me, and I was like, well, why not, throw my, hat out there and kind of get my name out there and try to start something new and see what I can do as a, running back coach here and just kind of get as much experience as I can. So
Well, you mentioned playing in Nebraska in the snow. You don't have that problem here.
we haven't
Hopefully.
we haven't had it at least yet, but yeah, up there with the snow, it's a little bit slippery, but I think they got used to it because a lot of them on our team up there were from Nebraska or from like Colorado, some of those surrounding areas, so they're kind of used to it. And we did have some guys that are from Texas.
Yeah.
I don't think too many running backs, but a lot of like D linemen and stuff and other positions.
Your impressions on Schreiner University so far?
I love it. The campus is great. I've probably heard that one a lot. It's like really great environment and everything. I love that. So supportive everywhere you go, and like it's kind of things up there with Nebraska too. They were so supportive, so it kind of feels the same, similar energy there. And it's kind of interesting to see as many deer as there is here.
Yeah, we have more deer than. Yeah, at night you gotta drive a little slower. Have you learned that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you don't want to hit one of those.
No.
Braden, thank you very much for
sir.
coming by, and good luck to you and rest of the season. Thanks.
Sir, thank you so much for having me.
All right, Braden Hackmer, assistant coach for the Mountaineers, running back coach. We'll talk with a couple of the Mountaineer players when we come back. This is the Coaches Show. We do it every Wednesday here at Ringo's on the River. We're back after this on the Shriner Sports Network.
Here at Shriner, we offer 4 different nursing programs. And we have our VN program, Vocational Nursing, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, RN to BSN online program, as well as our new Masters in Family Nurse Practitioner track program. We offer small class sizes. In the classroom itself, you'll never have more than 30 students. Here in the sim lab, we always have 1 instructor to 10 students, at least 1 instructor to 10 students, where those instructors are able to build relationships and cater to the unique needs of the students. We have a lot of hands-on practice here in the skills lab. This allows our students to feel more comfortable when they're entering the clinical setting and performing these skills on actual patients.
All right, welcome back to Ringo's on the River. Ted Davis on the Shriner Coaches Show. You saw on that video the nursing program at Shriner, one of the best in the country. And if you want to learn how to fly a plane, you can do that at Shriner. They have an aviation program. We had Carl Davis on a couple of weeks ago, and he's heading up that aviation program. So you can learn how to fly a plane. We're joined now by Evan Guardiola, offensive lineman. And don't be intimidated that right over here is your head coach. Did you know
Yes,
he's right over here?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So just whisper so he can't hear you. Okay. Evan Guardiola, you're from Pleasanton.
yes, sir. Pleasanton, Texas.
Put that a little closer. Okay.
Yes, sir. Pleasanton, Texas.
What brought you to Shriner?
What brought me to Shriner was the academic part of Shriner that they offered. That really caught my eye more than any other school that offered me. Just the way that they take care of their kids and stuff like that, and the academic support that they just have for student athletes and just everything like that really caught my attention. And I know I'm here to play football, but I'm also here to get a degree. So that's what I really planned on doing, and that's what I'm doing now.
I love to hear that. That's a good coach's answer, by the way. But I think you're sincere about that, because at Division III, it really is the last vestige of a student athlete. The student part comes first.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad you're concentrating on that. But you have fun playing football, too.
Yes, sir, I do.
Offensive line.
Yes, sir.
Your offensive line is doing pretty dang well.
Yes, sir, we are doing pretty well.
So are you surprised it came together this quickly for you guys?
A little bit, kind of running a different offensive scheme, coming from a smaller school. I mean, I never really ran a tempo offense like this, so it's a lot faster.
Oh, yeah.
Transitioning from high school to football to college football was such a big change for me and all of us. And I think just like the commodity of all of us coming together and like always hanging out with each other. So like we just grew as a big group and a big family, and I think that's what brought us together and make us so well together.
Okay, how much faster is the college game compared to high school?
A lot faster. I would say probably 100 times faster than how you would play in high school.
Now, has it slowed down a little bit for you as you played? Because sometimes that can happen.
I would say it slowed down a little bit now that I'm understanding it more, and you know, we're now on our fourth game. We just finished our fourth game, so it's gotten a little bit easier now. But I would still say it's at a very high pace.
What position do you play?
I play right guard.
You play right guard.
Yes, sir.
A lot of pulling in your offense?
Yes, quite a lot of pulling in our offense.
When you play fast like you do, that you got to be in good shape.
Yes.
So how did that happen? I mean, were you in good shape coming here, or did they put you in good shape?
I will admit they put me in good shape. I was not in the best shape when I came to Shriner. They told me like, "Hey, we're gonna be running tempo. You might want to be in the best shape." I said, "Okay, I'll get to it. I'll get to it." I tried and I did not succeed in getting into shape. So they got me into shape when I got here, and it's been a ride.
So you're in shape now.
Yes, sir.
It's much better, much easier to play when that happens,
Yes,
right?
Sir.
What are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in business marketing.
Okay, what do you want to do with that when you're done?
What I want to do is I want to go be a medical sales representative and sell
Okay.
medical equipment in San Antonio, Texas.
Really, that's a good plan.
Yes, sir.
A lot of medical down in San Antonio.
Yes, my parents are in the medical field, so I would kind of just like slip in, and with their guidance, I would be able to get good connections and stuff like that.
Evan Guardiola is with us. Freshman, you're freshman, correct?
Yes, sir.
From Pleasanton. So many freshmen on this team. You guys are going to have a chance to grow together and knit together in the next 4 years. You looking forward to that?
Yes, sir, I am. I think it'll be great. I think as long as we just stick together and keep playing as a team, I think we can really change this program and shock Division III football for the ACC and just everything.
Yeah, by the way, varsity schedule beginning next September. We already know that the first home game in September will be against Austin College at Antler Stadium, so looking forward to that. What's been your favorite part about being at Shriner so far, other than football?
My favorite part, other than football, I would say, is probably just the friends you can surround yourself with here.
Yeah.
And just the absolute, like, just the advisors and stuff like that. They're just like, it makes you feel like family. Like, it just makes me feel like I never left home. And it's just, they're always there to help me out and stuff like that. And it's just been a great experience ever since I've been here.
Any homesickness when you left?
A little bit, not as much. My home's not too far away from here, so anytime Coach Allen gave me some time off, I would jump in my truck and I'd head home.
Yeah.
And go see my mom and my dad.
How many in your family?
There's 5 of us.
5 of us. So, are you the oldest, youngest, middle?
Middle.
Okay.
Second youngest, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're doing great. Thank you. And I love the student athlete part. Keep that up.
Yes, sir.
Evan Guardiola is with us, an offensive lineman from Pleasanton. We'll be joined by another Mountaineer, this time from the defensive side. Have you blocked him, Jorge De Leon?
I have blocked Jorge. He's an absolute unit to block. Very strong guy. But
So who wins that battle most of the time?
I would say it's pretty 50-50 against me and Jorge.
Okay, 50-50. I like that. Evan, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Thank you.
back with a defensive player next, Jorge De Leon. I'm Ted Davis here at Ringo's on the Shriner Sports Network.
With the explosion of the Texas wine industry, we at Shriner University decided to do something about it. So we started a viticulture program called Vinos dos Colinas. With Vinos dos Colinas, we're providing an education basis around farming and viticulture sciences to allow you to advance your career in the world of grape growing. We're focusing on the practical skills needed to be a vineyard operator. So you'll learn things like irrigation, tractor maintenance, tractor operation, spraying, all the things that you need to know to operate and be a great labor force for the vineyard industry in Texas. At Schreiner University, we fully believe and are committed to helping people find careers and great opportunities.
It is Wednesday. This is the Schreiner Coaches Show. Hello to everybody in the Lion's Den who might be watching, and those of you who are watching at SchreinerMountaineers.com and on YouTube. My name is Ted Davis. I do the streaming broadcast, play-by-play for Schreiner. Joined now by Jorge De Leon from Bowie High School.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
All right, so I asked Evan what brought you to Schreiner. What was your path coming to Kerrville, Texas, and being one of the first football players at Schreiner since 1957?
A big part of me coming to Schreiner was mainly football. I really wanted to keep playing the sport I really loved. 2 seasons was cut short, and I really wanted to see how better I could have been if I had another season, a full season. And that's what I'm being shown right now with being here. And I also, academically, all the scholarships that I was offered compared to all the other schools led me here as well.
Were your seasons cut short due to injury?
Yes, sir, they were.
What injury did you have?
Junior season, I broke my ankle, and senior season, I tore my MCL.
Okay.
Fourth
So-
to last.
Did you have surgery for the knee?
Not for the knee, but for the ankle.
Okay. How's that? How's the rehab going? Have you recovered completely?
Yes, sir. I have recovered completely.
You're playing defensive line, and you guys won the turnover game in the last game. So how's the defense playing overall, in your opinion?
Overall, in my opinion, I think that we're a really strong group. I believe that we really have a connection. We really have been connecting over these past few weeks and days. I think we're really strong up front. We have really good defensive linemen that hold the run game and the pass game to a minimum. And then our linebackers all as well, and secondary also are doing really good.
Now, it says you're a defensive lineman. Do you play end, tackle, nose guard?
I play in. Coach tells us that we can play any position, but I really just play interior. But like defensive tackle and defensive nose, yes, sir.
What's your strength? Rushing the passer or stopping the run?
I'm stopping the run most of the time, yes, sir.
Defense wins if you force turnovers. You guys have been doing that at a pretty good rate, haven't you?
Yes, sir, we have.
What's your major?
I'm majoring in project business management to become a project manager.
What would you like to do after you're done, and what do you want to be when you grow up, so to speak?
I want to become a project manager. It's been a dream of mine for the past 2 years. I've been working back home as an electrician, and it's just a passion that I really like is construction. So that's the career path I would like to take.
You could make a good living.
Yes, sir.
Either as an electrician or in construction these days, because those trade. I'll tell you what, with AI coming in, the people that can do work with their hands are going to be in high demand.
Yes, sir.
So congratulations. You're from Austin?
No, sir. I'm from Bowie, Texas.
Bowie, Texas. Okay,
Yes,
I thought you were from Austin, Bowie.
No, sir.
That's up in North Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
So who was your team growing up?
The Bowie Jackrabbits. Was
Yeah.
my team. Yes, sir.
But what college team did you like when you were growing up? Did you have one?
Not really, but starting the end of my high school career, I started liking Notre Dame.
Mhm.
Or I'm not sure why, but it's just something about them just kind of intrigued me. And
Maybe the gold helmets.
maybe it was, yes,
Or,
sir.
or touchdown Jesus that they have on campus.
Yes, sir.
Brothers and sisters?
Yes, sir. I have 2 older siblings, a brother and a sister.
Has there been a big transition for you, leaving home and coming to college?
Yes, sir. It was I know my parents were really, like, I guess, sad and nervous to see how this would go since I'm like 5 hours away from home. But my brother does live in San Antonio, and he's kind of a lifeline right now for my.
You have to
college.
budget your time when you're an athlete and a student. I mean, you got to get your rest, got to get your classwork done,
Yes, sir.
you got to study, and then you got to practice. So how you packing that into a day? How's that been going?
I think it's going pretty well. I think I've gotten enough rest and enough study time. The coaches really do push study, and I think the time that they do give us, I think I get enough time to be able to do that.
All right, Jorge, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us. Good to meet you.
Thank you very
And
much.
good luck in your next game.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Jorge De Leon from the defense has joined us. We're going to talk some basketball with Kendra Foreman, women's basketball coach, in just a moment. They'll be starting their season not far from now. November 7th, in fact, is when basketball begins here at Shriner University. We'll talk some hoops next from Ringo's on the Shriner Sports Network.
Let me tell you, here at Shriner, one of the things we bring to the table are those smaller classrooms. The ability for the professors and the instructors to get to know you personally, understand how you learn, and work with you to get you through these programs and make you a professional. One of the things I tell every freshman class is airlines do not hire co-pilots. They do not hire pilots. They hire future captains. And that's what we strive to do here at Shriner, is arm you with the capabilities to go out someday and be the captain of an airliner, the captain of a corporate jet, ready to make the tough decisions and lead your flight to a safe conclusion every time.
All right, there it was. There was the aviation program right there on that promo for Shriner University. If you want to learn how to fly a plane, you can do it right here in the hill country of Texas, the best place in the best state. All right, we're going to talk some basketball now, and that's my wheelhouse. I mean, that is right in my wheelhouse as a former NBA announcer for a lot of games. 3,000, in fact. Kendra Foreman has joined us, women's basketball coach. Thank you for being here.
Of course, glad to be here.
All right, your second season here at
Yes.
Shriner. How did it go in your first year, in your opinion?
It was a lot of growing pains, but we learned a lot. I learned a lot, and now we're able to use it going into this next season. We're excited about it.
Had you been a head coach before?
I have. I was a head coach for 7 games in
Okay.
one situation. Yes.
But full-time is a different deal,
Full-time,
isn't it?
yes.
What'd you learn from that?
Being as a full-time head coach,
Yeah.
that is my decisions.
Yes.
And it really comes down on what I think is the best for the team. But really, the team really goes off of what I think and how I feel and stuff, and a reflection of me with it.
You had a short recruiting season last year.
Yes.
And you lost 2 of your best players.
Yes.
There was a car accident, and Demaria Miles
Mm-hmm.
and Noriah Buggs couldn't play last year.
Yes.
That was a blow, because those were going to be 2 of your best players. But one thing I liked about your team and watching them, you improved from the beginning to the end.
Mhm.
Did you see that, and do you consider that a success in terms of what you were trying to do?
100%. The way we started, it was just getting out there, trying to get our feel of everything. But the way we ended, I wish we had a little bit more games to really showcase it. But
Yeah.
we ended really, really well. We liked it.
Tell us about your team coming back. I know you're starting to practice now.
Yes. It's a whole. We have about 15 return, and then we brought in some new ones. So it's a whole different type of style and type of team. I'm excited. We brought back. We have 6 of our 7 scorers from last year. So we have that coming in.
That's good.
We're very, very athletic. We're going to be running this year.
Okay. You like to play up-tempo and defense, don't you?
Yes.
Now, you were really good at playing defense when you
Yes.
played at Mary Hardin Baylor, right?
Yes.
And so is that your specialty? But
Yes, everybody's not geared like me, but I try to. I want our defense to dictate our offense. I want steals and deflections and be able to play easy in transition with
now, a
that.
couple of the seniors you have coming back are Madison Parham.
Yes,
She's your tallest
yes.
Mountaineer.
Well, not the tallest.
Oh, she get another one that's taller than her?
Well, Lynn.
Okay.
Lynn Brooks. Yeah, she's the tallest.
She is. And then you've got Bree Sosa,
Yes.
who I love the way she plays. She never gets in a hurry,
No.
but she gets to where she needs to go.
Mhm.
I love players like
Yes.
that.
Yeah, she's amazing. We let her get to her spots and let her work. We call it the social special. She gets going.
What is the conference going to give you this year in terms of Trinity is gone,
Yes.
Southwestern is gone. So who's going to be your toughest competition this year?
I think TOU. TOU is a really well-rounded team with a lot of good guards and big posts. And Colorado, it's Colorado. They're usually always good. St. Thomas is doing pretty well going into their 3rd year under the new head coach. So it's going to be up in arms for us, but we're excited to go in and compete against all of them.
Have you enjoyed your time at Shriner?
I have. I love it here.
So you're having fun being a head coach.
Yes, I love it.
What would be your hope for this season in terms of improvement?
Showcasing just everything we have. Just in practice, we've been in practice for about 12 practices altogether, and we can really score the ball. So I want everybody to know we can actually shoot it and score, and just want to be able to just run and be athletic and just play.
So that's a fun style of game to watch, isn't it?
Yes, very.
Yeah, because you'll put up the points.
Yes.
What would be next for this team in terms of making the tournament? Would that be?
Yes. Making the tournament is the main thing. We have it. We just got to put it all together at the same time. But just competing and being dominant in all games.
When you recruit a player to Kerrville and to Shriner, what do you stress?
Defense first, and being able to be coachable and just go out there and just play. We don't want robots out there. We just want basketball players, and that's what we look for.
In terms of the university and the academics, how do you sell that to them?
So I really go off of their majors and what they want. Luckily, with Shriner, we offer pretty much anything and everything, so we look for that. But just the right fit all around. We want you to be able to like Shriner more than just the basketball side of it too.
Being a college athlete is a time consuming.
Yes, very.
Even more than a regular student, because you've got to be ready to go at practice time and give it everything you got in the hour and a half or 2 hours that you practice.
Yes.
Then you got to get your class time in and give it everything you got for those hours. Then you got study time, and then you got to get up and do it again, and you got to do it every day.
Yes.
And a lot of times you've got kids who are just coming to college and adjusting. So how do you ball that all together?
It's a lot. The freshmen, they struggled a little bit just getting used to it, but we meet with them pretty much every week. We just see how they're doing. We get their schedules. We create time management things for them. It takes a couple of weeks to get used to everything, but we just help. It's more of a trial and error, but they have gotten it pretty well.
Did you have a big adjustment when you went to college?
Kinda, in a sense. I knew I had to have the grades first to play basketball, so that's how I just geared it as.
Well, that's it, isn't it? The grades really lead everything.
Exactly.
And you played at a good program. Mary Hardin Baylor was really good when you were there.
Yes, we were.
What did you learn from your coaches there?
That I always have to go hard and work hard. I always thought it came easy to me. So learning that I have to just put in the work and effort for it, that it will come into pass with it.
All right. Well, I enjoyed watching your team play last year.
Thank you.
And November 7th, you open at Howard Payne.
Yes.
With the men's team.
Yes.
You were a coach at Howard Payne,
I
weren't
was
you?
a coach at Howard Payne.
So going back there. Going back to Brownwood. Would you rather live in Brownwood or Kerrville?
I love Kerrville better than Brownwood.
Good answer. And then I think your first home game is November 25th, I
I
believe.
think it's the 21st.
The 21st is
versus
the women's
Ross.
opener, and the 25th is the men's. So right there at the event center, not far away. We'll be doing basketball right here at ShrinerMountaineers.com. Kendra, good catching up with you again.
Yes.
And I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, Kendra Foreman has joined us here at Ringo's. We'll talk a little soccer when we come back. We'll have Darren Bauer, men's soccer coach, and that's coming up next right here at ShrinerMountaineers.com. Hey again, everybody. Welcome back to Shriner University. My name is Ted Davis. It's time for Sit Down with Ted. And today we're joined by Darren Bauer, men's soccer coach. And you're one of the first in our new studio.
That's fantastic because it's new, got everything different.
I like that
Look
part
at
the
this.
best right there, you know, with my
with the
name and
Ted Davis,
everything.
yeah,
The
absolutely.
sit down. And we got a goalpost over here.
Co-starring Coach Bauer.
Yeah.
No?
But the first one we did was at Matt Camuzzi's office, and we had the guest name written on a chalkboard. So we have come a long way since we started this. Your soccer season is underway. You came here with a program that hadn't had a lot of success prior to you getting here. What kind of progress do you think you've made?
I think we've made tremendous progress since I took over 3.5 years ago, 4 seasons ago, and we're continuing making steps. We're kind of in the last phase, as I like to say, We've gotten the talent here. We've gotten the guys here that want to build a program, and we're starting to just kind of see the results of all that hard work everybody's put in over the last 3 years. And it's kind of exciting to see where we are, because now we're starting to compete with those teams we need to compete with, and taking control of games that we need to take control of.
For any coach, it's important to have your own guys, and you're there now, right? These are your recruits,
Yes.
and so you're completely got them in your program and in your system.
So the seniors I didn't recruit, but they've only played under me. So the seniors have only known what I've kind of showed them at this level. And so, yeah, it's kind of my entire team now, and I think that gel from the entire team kind of learning under this whole system that we've brought in has made a vast difference.
Conference play is just underway. You're 1-1 in conference play. Got a win last weekend. So what do you see from this year's squad?
From this year's squad, there's a lot more intensity to our style of play. We're able to press a whole lot more. And then, we've always played a possession style game on what we kind of want to do offensively. And this year that is becoming more and more prevalent. So the big difference this year that we're causing a lot of teams problems, though, is our high press and then winning the ball quickly and using our possession not to let them have the ball.
One thing you've got going for you this year, you've got one of the newest facilities on campus.
Yes, very, very nice.
If people don't know, and we saw it going up last year during the baseball season, you've got an artificial turf now,
Yes.
and you've got lights.
Yes, fantastic.
And so what has that meant to your program?
It's allowed us to do a whole lot more with the practice sessions. And it also has allowed us to kind of get away from interfering with academics. We practice later at night now since we have the option of the lights. I think the guys have enjoyed it because they get the class, they can get some work done, and then they can practice. Where before they kind of had to practice, and if they wanted to get anything done, they were tired afterwards. So the lights for practice-wise has been tremendous, allowing us to do a whole lot more. But then also, night games underneath the lights is something different for every sport, and it's been fantastic so far.
Darren Bauer, men's soccer coach, has joined us here on the sit-down. When you start practice, you start in August. And,
Yes.
And as we know, Texas is very much like the planet Mercury. It's too close to the
little
sun.
warm.
So to be able to work out at night, it's got to be huge, isn't it?
It makes a tremendous difference for the effort and intensity level in practice. It kind of, you always question, does it hurt your acclimation whenever you do have to go play an afternoon game? But I think the guys have done well with that this year, and it hasn't caused us any problems. So, yeah, cooler temperatures definitely helps out.
I don't know this, but is there a difference between playing on grass, which is what you were doing last year, and turf? Is there?
Yes. There's pros and cons to each. Every soccer player would tell you that if you could play on grass, you'd probably rather play on grass. But the problem is we live in Texas where it's like Mercury, like you said, and keeping up with that grass and watering it and making sure it is the level that you need it at is very, very tough. So that's what the turf has allowed us, is that we know what the playing surface is going to be like. All the maintenance on it is much, much lower. So like I said, there's pros and cons to everything, but if you're Manchester United or Chelsea or somebody, you can keep up with the grass the way it needs to be kept up with, yeah, you probably prefer grass.
Do you get a cleaner bounce now?
More consistent for sure.
Yeah.
Cleaner bounce. You still have to kind of sweep the turf and keep it level. So if it hasn't been swept in a little bit, you might get a little awkward bounce, but it's nothing like a hard concrete dirt field or anything like that. So.
What kind of a soccer conference is the SCAC? Now, this will be your last year in this conference, but you're in this conference this year. How competitive is it?
Very, very competitive. Top to bottom, it's week in, week out, game in, game out, really, of who's going to win, who's going to take control. There's teams that are favorites, but I'll be honest, the bottom team in this conference can beat the top team any single day. It's always competitive. No one really runs away with every single game. So it's been a joy playing in the SCAC, but we're also looking forward to the challenge in the ASC.
Yeah, going to the American Southwest Conference next season. And so what do you know about that conference? I'm sure you've crossed over and played some of them in non-conference play.
We actually played all of them this year.
Did you? Okay. Well, then you know what you're going into.
We did that on purpose. We wanted to kind of test where we were at with all those teams. It's the same thing. It's going to be very competitive. UMHB, Hardin Simmons are typical powerhouses over there, but ETBU is not far behind them, and we're looking to get in the hunt with them.
The World Cup's coming to the U.S.
Yes,
in 2026.
Very excited.
So what does that do for soccer?
It's kind of funny because I was what was I? I was like 12 or 13 when it came in 1994. And I think back then it made a very big impact because back then soccer wasn't on TV all over the place, and it wasn't very accessible. So I think back then it made a huge impact. I think what it's going to do now is some of those people that are kind of on the fringe of I kind of like playing. I think it's going to push them into trying it out or watching more games on TV. But so it's going to be very, very exciting, especially since they've expanded the tournament to more teams, a lot more nations to go support. So I'm looking forward to it.
Texas is so football oriented, but football is hard on your body.
Yes.
I mean, it is. It's the one sport where you just crash into each other all the time. So are you getting more kids that might have gone to football that are thinking about soccer?
That's a good question. I honestly, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you would probably say yes because soccer has grown so much as a youth sport. So, I mean, I don't know if there's any statistics out there that really talk about it, but I mean, I definitely think that there are kids that have, because the youth game's grown so much into small rural areas, that some of those players are now playing soccer instead of going to basketball or football.
Have you been to a World Cup game?
I have not.
Oh, are you going?
I plan on going. We're going to see how much the tickets cost first, but I plan on going.
Turn it in as an expense.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if Bill would be happy with that.
But it's going to be in 11 cities, so it's not in just one city in America. They're going to be playing all over the place.
Originally I kind of had the thought I kind of wanted to go to a game in Mexico, go to a game in Canada, then go to a game in the U.S. I don't make that much money, so we're going to see what I can swing. But I kind of want to go somewhere outside of Texas because I've gone to like Austin FC games. I've gone to games in Houston and Dallas before, so I kind of want to go to a different stadium and see it somewhere else.
We talked to you a couple of years ago, I know, when you came here. Well, tell us a little bit about your background.
So I'll go all the way back. I played college soccer at Lambuth University. Played semi-pro 2 years, once in Memphis, once up in New York. While I was in New York, I had an assistant coaching job up there at Manhattanville College. Moved to Miami, kind of took a break for a little bit. Was helping my wife at the time get through a master's degree. She got her degree, finished her degree, got a job in Texas. That put us here in 2009 for 12 years.
Okay.
I coached high school soccer, and then finally landed back where I wanted to be, which is college soccer, and here at Shriner, which I absolutely love.
What do you love about Shriner?
The community, the campus is awesome. We are a very small town, but close to a big city type family.
Mm-hmm.
So we love that atmosphere. And I think this is a place that things can be built. And I think we're proving that right now with kind of how the past 3 seasons have gone and how this season is going, is that it just takes belief, and it takes getting guys in that believe that as well. And, it's been a very, very exciting 3 years for us.
Darren Bauer, men's soccer coach, is with us. That's one of the things that, first of all, I started coming to Kerrville in the early 80s to go to the folk festival and got Hill Country fever. But another thing I like about Kerrville is it's a small town, but if you want a big city experience, you can be in San Antonio to the rim in 45 minutes.
Exactly.
So
it's easy.
You can get both.
It's easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we love. And honestly, Austin's not even that far if you really need to go to Austin.
2
It's not
hours.
that bad of a drive. So, I absolutely love it.
You went from high school to college, and what's the maturity level like from high school to college now, especially since you've got your guys in junior and senior? Is there a big difference? Can you tell?
It's just like every sport. You're getting in the best of the best, and you're kind of looking for those guys that are on the upper levels of the maturity scale, so to speak, and guys that are going to push themselves much less just pushing each other in practice. Overall as a team, I think the maturity level is much higher than it is at the high school level.
Yeah.
But just as any freshman experience, everybody's got a lot to learn. But it's been very, very exciting getting those guys in here and help push this program.
Did you grow up in Arkansas?
I
Ray?
did, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's wrong with your football program? What's
Oh.
wrong? What are the Razorbacks going through?
I'll be honest. Ever since, especially once I got to college soccer, and my seasons during the fall, I quit paying attention to college football that much. I don't have time anymore. I look at the scores, and they're up down. It's to me, growing up supporting the Arkansas Razorbacks, it's not much different.
I know that it was good money wise to go to the SEC, but man, every week there's not a weak link in that.
They had a couple good years back in the early 2000s, but man, yeah, it's been a struggle.
When you were growing up as a soccer player, who did you look up to?
Bauer's my last name, so German heritage. So I was kind of always drawn to some of the German guys. And like I said, in 1994, when the World Cup came to the U.S., I really paid attention to three teams. This was the U.S., Argentina, just because it was Argentina, and Germany.
So who plays the better soccer, Europe or South America?
Oh no, I'm not answering that. You're gonna get me some hate emails and stuff if I answer that question.
Who plays better soccer, Texas or Oklahoma?
Oh, that's Texas. I can answer that one.
See, I gave you an easy one.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Well, Coach, good to talk to you again, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
And hope to catch up with you again at some point.
Absolutely.
Darren Bauer, men's soccer coach, has been on this version of Sit Down with Ted. We'll be back with another one at some point. I'm Ted Davis. See you next time at ShrinerMountaineers.com. Well, thanks to Darren Bauer for joining us here on the Coaches Show. The men's soccer team will have two games this weekend. 7 o'clock Friday against the University of Dallas, and Sunday noon against Colorado College. Women's soccer Friday here in Kerrville against Dallas. Don't forget, volleyball is on the road this weekend in Conway, Arkansas. They'll have two games on Friday. They'll be playing, Saturday. Saturday morning against Dallas. Then Hendricks, 9-1 Hendricks team on Saturday. Austin College on Sunday. Go Mountaineers. Hope they stay hot. We'll be back next week here at Ringo's for the Coaches Show. Until then, I'm Ted Davis. Thank you for joining us on the Shriner Sports Network.